Hey y'all, welcome back to Gigi's Lightworking Oracle. I just did a reading, y'all, but I felt called to do a very short reading. Okay, this is the Earth Warriors Oracle, okay, by Alana Fairchild, and two cards popped out, and I'm being guided to share with these two cards. I'm going to be using the book because of the meaning. These are very powerful cards. The first one I got was number 33. Help me pronounce these, Spirit. Into Kahana, Child of Light, came out first. Number 33. You could be 33 watching this, or it breaks down to a 6, talks about peace, harmony, and balance. And this is Chicana, number 19, time to cross the threshold. Okay, I'm going to read to you what Into Kahana means, okay? There's a divine light that does not cast a shadow, nor does it cast judgment, even though it reveals the truth, a truth that is sometimes hard to acknowledge and requires that we change our ways. True divine light is healing, it is unifying, it brings hope and illuminates the way. Other sorts of light exist on this planet that are not so pure nor so helpful. These sorts of light may appear stunningly bright, yet in effect create separation and increase ego. You can recognize genuine divine presence not by how dazzling it may appear at first, but by what your devotion to that divine light evokes in your heart and your world. Trust your feeling over appearances. Move away from influences that create fear, negativity, or doubt in you. Reach out for that which uplifts your heart. Spiritual protection is being offered. Refuse to be dazzled by ego masquerading as something spiritual. Through your prayers and efforts, spiritual light has been accumulating on the inner planes, even though you may not sense that consciously as yet. There will be an intersection of events and circumstances in your physical world through which that light shall pour forth and manifest itself as grace. Continue with your spiritual devotion. There is something truly good to come of it. In the Incan tradition, Inti is a physical sun and the spiritual presence inherent in the sun's life-giving energy. Inti Kahana is the being who is one with Inti, a child of the sun. In the esoteric mystery school, solar child and solar angel are terms for the soul, the deeper aspect of us that is connected to the spiritual light. This oracle brings you understanding that there is a new depth of soul connection opening up for you. We enter such a sacred process through a challenge known in spiritual traditions as initiation. When we are faced with a deep unknowing, which is what happens when we are growing spiritually and moving through a spiritual initiation, we have outgrown what our minds are capable of providing. We need more knowledge, more wisdom, more light so that we can find our way through the darkness of initiation and into the blessing of new life waiting on the other side of the process. When we turn our attention to the soul instead of applying logic and intellect to figure out yet another doomed plan to conquer the irrepressible evolution inherent in the spiritual path, we finally gain comfort. Hope is a quality of the soul. It allows us to bear the uncertainty when, according to greater wisdom, there is something that we cannot know the answer to, at least for now. Hope gives us patience so that we can learn how to feel our soul connection more deeply and grow into the wisdom of the answers we need. We stop fumbling about in the library of the intellect and instead seek out the answer from the source that can provide it, which is the illumined temple of our own soul. Initiation often involves an element of the unexpected. We typically feel unprepared for it, even though at a soul level, we have been working towards it for a long time. If it is happening, however, then we are actually ready for it. Such spiritual testing is intimidating to the ego, but the soul knows how to move through the process. Trust your inner self and trust in the light and the unconditional supportive assistance that the universe will lend to your purpose. Then you can be fearless, impervious to manipulation, and remain steady and faithful in the face of challenge. The Solar Festival of Inti was a celebration of new life, which was held at the start of a new planting season. It is realistic to cultivate hope and cheerfulness, both of which nurture the heart, especially during initiation. This oracle foretells of a positive conclusion of any initiation of the soul. If you or a loved one have been plagued by dark and depressing thoughts, this oracle brings a spiritual intervention of joyful light. Open up to the joyful light of love and peace to fill your hearts and your home. You have the power to call this in because you are acknowledged as a child of the light. Rest in the divine light within, imagining that you can peer into your soul and be warmed by the light and life of the inner sun that shines within your soul, which is the true light of great spirit. From that place of inner peace, luminous love, and safe refuge, you can proceed with boldness, patience, wisdom, and hope. The oracle asks that you cultivate a sense of self-worth and acknowledge the goodness within you without needing to be perfect. You don't just have light within you, you are the light. Remember, shine, we need you. The healing process. When you are ready, say the following invocation aloud. I affirm the light within me. I call for the true light of the divine to shine bright and clear, showing the way on earth. I am the light, and the light is within me. I trust my soul in the spiritual light within that guides me always. May the light in all hearts be stirred into awakening with unconditional love, grace, and mercy. So be it. You are encouraged to complete and ground this process with any light, affirming, joyful movements such as dancing, holding hands in prayer, opening your arms to the sky, or simply meditating on the light within you for as long as you wish. You may wish to sing or journal, say further prayers, or create art. Be with whatever affirms the truth of the light within you, for in this moment you have completed your healing process. I'm not going to elaborate that. It said exactly what it needed to say. Then we're going to read number 19, Chicana. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, y'all. Well, these cards have way deep, and there's no way I can... A threshold appears, bringing an ending so complete that it is no longer possible to return to what has been. The light of the stars is your faithful guide into this new world. As you trust in your divine connection, deconstructed forms shall reshape themselves into relevant, helpful, and beautiful new ways of living, thriving, and expressing your true self. Trust in your strangest ideas and that which is different, inspired, or unconventional. This crossing is healing and furthers the activation of your divine potential. Change is afoot. You won't feel in control of the process. Trust in what is new, different, or exciting to you. Don't assume that unless all things happen easily, then you must be on the wrong path. You are on the correct path, even if the birthing pains to fulfill it are challenging. You're guided to reject societal norms about how you are supposed to live or what sort of things you are supposed to value. Instead, trust your own values and believe in the truth that you feel within your own heart. In time, the world will be ready to recognize and benefit from your spiritual growth. The universe is helping you in all ways, including through correct timing. At the right moment, you will leave the past behind and enter into the fullness of the present moment, opening up to the brightness of your future. The Oracle of Chicana comes as a point of crossing, a spiritual bridge between one world and another. The purpose of this is to increase spiritual light within you, promoting evolutionary revolution, a kind of healing alchemy which cannot be undone. Chicana is an oracle of destiny, of events unfolding according to the greater movements of the heavens. This is a sign of a blessing, but it also requires conscious human participation so that the loving will of the heavens can manifest fully in the world for the benefit of all. Through how you choose to live, think, and act, this sacred ship can benefit many lives, including your own. This oracle is a sign that destiny will meet with your personal efforts, and the result of this sacred convergence shall be the fulfillment of an inner potential brought to life in the world. Systems and belief structures based on disempowerment and inequality will ultimately fail. Systems and belief structures based on disempowerment and equality will ultimately fail. Perhaps not by one grand strike of love's army, but rather through the continual expression of new ideas that challenge the status quo, call attention to truth, and invite an inspired vision of a new way that honors all from a place of spiritual equality. This is love in action, chipping away at that which would otherwise enslave the human soul in fear. It starts within us. It is the movement of consciousness, destabilizing the old ways of domination and darkness, paving the way for the emergence of a new consciousness of wisdom, discernment, and love. When your journey requires that you stand apart from the crowd, don't be afraid to embrace your outsider status and the freedom it bestows upon you, to think differently and to objectively analyze what isn't working with the clarity that comes with a more remote point of observation. Your unconventional views may cause discomfort to some at first, but it is of the good sort. This sort of discomfort can stimulate a healing crisis, a divine disruption that cracks faulty belief systems, making way for inspired innovation and radical improvement. It is through the failure of that which cannot take us where we need to go that the new ideas which are able to come to the fore. Things not working out as we had anticipated is nothing to fear. It is often mistaken as a no from the universe, but it really is just saying there's a better way. There will be those that lead humanity into the world and those that try to hold on to the old ways. You are a part of the spiritual spearhead piercing through established and unhealthy paradigms. Yeah, there's some words I just struggle saying. Do not be disheartened by absence of support at first, nor by risk or the possibility that the birthing of your idea into the world may take longer time than you wish. Do not be concerned if most do not yet understand where you are coming from, or if resources are scarce at this time, as other more recognized or conventional points of view are granted more support in the world. Have faith, because once the time has come for the alternative view to take root and grow, the success shall be swift and far-reaching. Persevere and keep your faith in the right outworks of all matters according to a higher plan. Time is working in your favor, so don't resist it. This oracle comes with a divine promise. Your time shall come. All right. The healing process. Stand comfortably with your arms above your head, reaching for the heavens. Gently guide your arms down until your hands rest lightly on your heart. Then continue to lower your arms, outreaching them again as they reach towards the earth. Say aloud, may the unconditional love of Hanapaka, of the celestial grace of the divine, bless the highest expression of pure love on this planet through all systems, all beings, all creations. May my destiny and the loving destiny of all earth warriors manifest through unconditional love and divine grace for the greatest good. May Kaipaka, the lives of all of us in here and now, know the grace of divine love made manifest. May May Yukaha Pakaha, the deeper realms of existence, provide energy filtered through the purifying veil of unconditional love so as to serve the greatest good of all. So be it. Repeat the steps 3 times with your arms again, finishing in the prayer position at your heart. You have completed the healing process. Okay? And that is the message. That is 2 brief messages for the Conscious Collective. It does not matter when you find this. If you're drawn to this particular reading, this message is for you. All right? Love, light, and peace. And until next time, y'all, take care.